four aggregates. The four aggregates for appropriation that emerge in conjunction with the consciousness. So aggregates of the feeling, aggregates of recognition, aggregates of karmic formation, and aggregates of consciousness, four aggregates. And aggregates of body, so five aggregates. Along with the aggregates of material form, so which are the name and form. So that is number one, ignorance. Number two, karma, right? Karmic formation. Number three, consciousness. And number four, name and form. The faculties based on name and form are the six senses sources. So eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mental. These sense, talking about senses organ, not organ. So senses organ is the eye sense organ is base of eye consciousness. To function eye consciousness, you need three conditions. Objective condition, object, dominant condition, eye senses organ, and immediate condition, previous instant of mind. These three conditions in eye consciousness can see the objects. If you lack one condition, it will not work. So eye sense organ is inside the eyeball, which is like where this like you have grapes, like grape. It's the eyeball inside, like one. Inside the grape, you see the little seed, tiny one. That is eye sense organ. That eye sense organ, dominant condition. Dominant means dominant to see, not hear, not smell, not taste, not touch. So generally speaking, five senses consciousness are called individual mind. Eye senses, eye consciousness only see, not hear, not smell, not taste. Eye, ear, just hearing, not smell, not taste. Right. So individual consciousness. So that's the faculties or the six sources. The conjunction of the three factors which I mentioned before: objective condition, objective condition, dominant condition, and subjective condition, previous state of mind. So that conjunction of three faculties contact. As contact is started. So first, motivated by ignorance, right? And we create the karma. So karma, we have to carry the karma to the consciousness. So then carry the karma, right? So then whatever karma it will go to the rebirth, good, bad karma. So we start to rebirth inside the mother womb, 9 months, 10 days, 9 months, generally speaking 9 months, 10 months, whatever. So in the mother womb, father and mother, semen and blood, start baby, right? So name and form is 5 aggregates. Feeling, recognition, karmic formation, and consciousness, name. And form is your physical body, starting inside the mother womb, right? So it is So then it's starting, and then senses organ are developing, not completely developed. In fact, 3 months, 4 months, it is developing, like develop, and then 6 months or 7 months, then so contact is starting. Mother drink hot, baby hot. In fact, drink like feeling is started. So that is the contact, and the experience of the contact is sensation. If there's contact, right, then sensation, feeling, pleasure, unpleasure, neutral, only three different types of feeling. So that is the Seeking Sutras. So we're talking about consciousness, right? So maybe I want to talk about like the seven mind, the Tibetan seven mind. We have to understand the seven mind, glory, like seven mind. We have seven mind all the time, but we have to know what are the seven minds, glory. To understand seven mind, first what we need, we have to understand, make two categories: valid mind and invalid mind. Valid mind on the basis of the reason, valid mind, which is valid mind, invalid mind. To pramana in Sanskrit, pramana means valid. Fresh, you perceiving object freshly, fresh, seeing or through reason. So pramana, valid mind, divided into two: direct perceiving valid mind and inferential valid mind. So valid mind, two, like two types of. So direct perceiving valid minds are eye, ear, nose, tongue, see directly. These are direct: eye, ear, nose, tongue, mental consciousness. Six direct perceiving mind: eye, ear, nose, tongue, and mental mind. Now, then we have mind not seeing directly, right? So we have remember object. Generally speaking, three different types of object: manifesting object, like manifesting object, and which is manifesting to our ear, nose, we see directly, no need any proof. It's manifesting to ordinary object, like manifesting. Then something hidden object, so that we can't see. So that should be understanding through reason. That kind of object is inferential valid mind. Through reason, you're not seeing, right? But through reason, you can understand the object. If I give example like subject, right? Sound. I have to prove sound to be impermanence. I say subject is sound. So I want to prove sound to be impermanence. I can't see the sound impermanence, right? I can't see the impermanence of the cup. No. Right? I have to prove sound, subject, and I have to prove sound to be impermanence. I have to use logic. So I can say like this: subject, sound, it is impermanence because it is functioning phenomena. It is disintegrating, functioning phenomena. So then I can understand, through this logic, through functioning phenomena, I can understand sound to be impermanent. But I can't see, right? So this kind of inferential valid mind. You understand what I'm saying? This is very important. Valid mind divided into two, right? Direct valid mind and inferential valid mind. Two. Invalid mind divided into five. Number one, subsequent mind. Number two, correct assuming mind. Number three, object appears, do not register mind. Number four, doubting mind. Number fifth, mistaken mind. So these seven mind. Every time we have this mind functioning, but we have to know this seven mind, right? Subsequent mind. Subsequent mind means you realize object but not fresh. You see this every Friday, not subsequent mind for you. Yeah. If you see first time, then that is fresh. You see this cup fresh, then that is valid mind. If you see again, that's subsequent mind. Subsequent mind, okay. Correct assuming mind. Correct assuming mind is, it is something like through hearing. You just hear it, but not thinking and not meditating. Just you hear and you just believe it. No thinking, no analyzing. Somebody says, oh, something like that, you just believe it. You can make mistakes sometimes. Like if somebody, wrong person says something, you believe, oh, so you know analyzing, no meditating. That correct assuming mind. Object appear, not register. This is very happening. You go to the supermarket, how many objects appear to you? Many. Well, you don't register everything. You go to supermarket, you may have shopping lists, right? But when you go to supermarket, you see all these objects. All these objects appear to you, but you don't register everything. Like you have list. Whatever you want to buy, shopping list, I want this. But everything appears, but do not register. That is, object appear, do not register mind. Doubting mind, you doubt. You have doubt about past life or future life, doubting about something. And mistaken mind. Mistaken mind, you know the mistaken mind. Mistaken mind is grasping mind. Inherent existence, mistaken, but doesn't act. So these are the seven mind, okay? You understand? How many valid mind? Two. Direct? Okay. Valid mind divided into two. Direct perceiving valid mind and inferential valid mind. Now, invalid mind, 5. Subsequent mind, correct assuming mind, object appears, do not register mind, doubting mind, and mistaken mind. These are 7 mind. Now to function this mind, right, we have, in terms of the to function this mind, we have to understand object of the mind, right? Object. So first we have to know what object appears to the mind. What object appears to the mind? What object appears to the mind in terms of these 3? Conceptual mind, non-conceptual without mistaken mind, non-conceptual mistaken mind. In terms of the object, right, appears to the mind, there are three different categories of the mind. Conceptual mind is the base of conceptualization and apprehension. That's the conceptual mind. Non-conceptual mind without mistaken. Easy, right? You see blue color directly. That's non-conceptual mind without mistaken. Non-conceptual mind, mistaken mind. You see, right? You see snow, yellow color. If you wear the yellow glass, right? Snow appears to you yellow. Mistaken, right? If you take off the glass, white snow. If you put the glass, you see the snow yellow. So it is mistaken, non-conceptual mind. So these three, in terms of the object, appears to the mind only three: conceptual mind, non-conceptual without mistaken mind, and non-conceptual mistaken mind. Now we have to know the object, that object which appears to this conceptual mind, non-conceptual without mistaken mind, and mistaken mind. Object, four categories of object. Pramana in the Indian master Ramakirti and Dignaga. Here Pramana, Indian text. Four object. Engagement object, determined object, like appearing object and apprehended object. Number one is engagement object. Number two, determined object. Number three, appearance object. Number four, apprehended object. So these four objects in terms of these three minds, right? So it is very important that when we talk about determined object, only for conceptual mind, not for non-conceptual mind. Determined object is only for conceptual mind. When we talk about, let me say something like this, non-conceptual mind, right? Non-conceptual mind. Non-conceptual mind, for example, like your eye consciousness directly perceive blue color. The object is blue. Subject is your eye consciousness perceiving of. So there, your eye consciousness is non-conceptual mind, right? And object is blue color. So engagement object, blue color, right? Appearance object, blue color. Apprehended object, blue color. So non-conceptual mind, these three are same. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have this, right? You know the seven mind? Can you tell me the seven mind? First divided into two, okay. Thema, the themin. Thema means pramana, valid. Themin means invalid. Thema, two. Mosam thema means direct perceiving mind. Japa thema means inferential valid mind. Themin means invalid mind. 5. Geshe means subsequent mind. Subsequent mind. Yichu, which means correct assuming mind. And nalamangama, which is object appear, do not register mind. Tethom means doubting mind. And then lokshay, mistaken mind. Is, in terms of the object appears to the mind, only three mind. Number one, conceptual mind. Number two, non-conceptual without mistaken mind. Number three, non-conceptual mistaken mind. In terms of the object, 4. Engagement object, Jugyu. Tibetan Jugyu means engagement object. And determined object, right? Determined object is Zinyu, Tibetan. Nangyu means appearing object. And and then apprehended object, right? Apprehended object. So 4 objects, right? So these 4 objects, in terms of the object, determine only conceptual mind. Okay, so appearance object, engagement object, both conceptual and non-conceptual. So if I say something like that, eye consciousness, non-conceptual mind, blue color is engagement object. So in terms of the non-conceptual mind, engagement object, appearing object, apprehended object, same. Blue color is engagement object. Appearance object is blue. Apprehended object is blue. In terms of the non-conceptual mind, these 3 same. But in terms of the conceptual mind, so different. So conceptual mind, appearance object. So the conceptual mind, for example, like blue color, right? Mind, in conceptual mind which perceive blue color. Engagement object is blue color. Now, appearance object and apprehended object is not blue color itself. It is generic image of blue. Generic. So it's not one. Remember, non-conceptual mind, engagement, apprehend, appearance, one, blue. But inferential valid mind or the conceptual mind which perceive blue color, engagement object is blue, but appearance object and apprehended object is generic image of the blue. So generic image of the blue is not blue, but you understand? Generic image of the blue. So you know the generic image, they said generic image is permanent. It is permanent, right? Generic image, you said it is permanent. I don't know how to prove, but everybody says generic image is permanent, but I don't know. Do you believe what generic image is permanent? Generic image of the blue is permanent. So that blue generic image is appearance object. So inferential valid mind is mistaken to the appearance object but not for the engagement object. Engagement object is blue color. Appearance object is the generic image of blue is mistaken. So it is mistaken to the appearance but not for the engagement object. If you are mistaken on the engagement object, then you are not valid mind. Valid mind means whether engagement you make mistake on the engagement object, then you are invalid mind. Then you are invalid mind. But however, this conceptual mind is valid mind. This inferential is valid mind, right? But conceptual is conceptualizing apprehended object. So the generic image, right? You know generic image? So when we talk about generic image, right? One generic image is good without experience. one image can be experienced generic image, right? If you never been to New York, right? I've been to New York. I'm talking about New York to you, building like this. And you have image. When I'm talking to you, you have generic image of New York just for word, because you never been there, right? But it is generic. You have generic image of the New York, but based on words, not experience. But if I think about New York, I have both. Generic image of the words and experience. I've been to New York a couple of times, so I know there is a building or whatever. Something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you understand seven mind? What are the seven mind?
Valid mind and inferential mind.
Valid mind. First we have divided valid mind and invalid mind. Valid mind divided into two: direct valid mind and indirect valid mind. Or invalid mind divided into five: subsequent mind, correct assuming mind, object appear, do not register mind, doubting mind, and mistake. We have this all every day, right? Happening in our life. All these seven mind functioning all the time. So now we have to know that in terms of the mind, with apprehend the object appear to the mind, like only three mind, like conceptual mind, non-conceptual mind, without mistaken, non-conceptual mind, mistaken. Only three mind. In terms of these three mind, object, four object, engagement object, determinant object, appearance object, and apprehend object. In terms of this direct non-conceptual mind, so then appearance object, apprehended object, and engagement object one. For example, like your non-conceptual mind perceiving blue color. Blue is engagement object, blue is appearance object, blue is apprehended object one. But in terms of the this one conceptual mind, so then not one. So conceptual mind, engagement object, blue. Appearance object and apprehend object is not blue itself, but generic image of blue. So this is the difference. These are very important to study. The seven mind. Slowly we get seven mind, then we get idea of the mind. What is the object of the mind? So then we know how mind function. So you have, if you have doubt about something, you have to go mind this one by one: doubt, then hesitation, and then correct assuming, and then you have asking many questions. You can turn into the inferential valid mind, and then you see directly, you believe direct valid mind. So doubting, correct assuming minds are good. They help you to understand whatever your object. If you are seeking reality, you have to go one by one, right? You may have doubt, then hesitation, and then correct assuming, hearing something about emptiness. So they just don't believe it, right? Just if you believe it, then just hearing words. But then you are thinking, analyzing. Then it turns into conceptual mind, valid mind. Then thinking, and then actually, then you realize that is the final ultimate goal, reality. Like, for example, like, what is the final what is the ultimate reality of the fire, right? It's the nature of the fire. But fire itself is heat is the nature of fire, but that is not ultimate nature of the fire. It's fire nature is hot. It's fire nature going up, right? Water nature is cold and going down. This is nature, but these are not ultimate nature, right? Ultimate nature is ultimate nature means emptiness of the fire. That is the ultimate goal, right? Understanding all emptiness, the reality of the fire. So therefore, these 7 months are very good to understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? What are the 4 objects? Very important. Every time we do practice, all the object appears to our mind. If you are meditating on the emptiness, you have appearance object, you have apparated object, you have engagement object, you have determined object. But when you are meditating on something, you do practice. Object appears to your mind. You are thinking about your practice of meditation. You are always involved with these four objects. Engagement object. You are engaging with something, right? Then the object appears to you. You apprehend the object, determine object. So every time we do practice, these objects functioning all the time. But we have to know that, right? What is the? We have to know between conceptual and non-conceptual functioning. So non-conceptual mind. Now we have some school, mind-only school, right? So they believe self-awareness mind. Self-awareness mind. So if that's included, they have 4. We have non-conceptual valid mind divided into 4. Right? Eye, ear, nose, tongue. The sensory non-conceptual mind. Mental non-conceptual. So mental consciousness. So this is very important. Mental consciousness, both conceptual and non-conceptual. Mental consciousness, both. Sensory consciousness, only non-conceptual mind. Mental consciousness, both conceptual and non-conceptual. You understand what I'm saying? So, self-awareness mind, that is the self-awareness mind. So I give you one example. So previously I'm talking about your eye consciousness, an object there, blue color, right? So you are perceiving blue directly. That is non-conceptual mind. Don't need any image. Just perceiving. It is just non-conceptual mind. So so your eye consciousness, which perceive blue color, right? So blue color is the object. Eye consciousness is subject. Now this blue color which perceiving eye consciousness should be cognized by another mind. That mind is self-awareness mind. Rangrik means self-awareness mind. You understand what I'm saying? So first we have non-conceptual mind, eye consciousness. Object, blue color. So your eye consciousness perceiving blue color, right? So eye consciousness is subject. Blue is object. Okay, so this is very important. So eye consciousness is subject. Blue is engagement object, appearance object, apprehended object. So when conceptual mind perceiving blue, appearance object, engagement object, not one, different. Because Appearance, engagement object is blue, but appearance and engagement object is generic image of blue color. So this is not one, not blue. Non-conceptual, 3 blue. Engagement object blue, appearance object blue, apprehended object blue. Conceptual mind, engagement object blue, appearance object no blue, apprehended object no blue. That's the difference. Apprehended object is generic image. Okay, generic image, right. So when we talk about non-conceptual mind, right? 4. Sensory, non-conceptual mind. Right. So this is number 1. Number 2, self-awareness. This is what I'm talking about. Self-awareness, non-conceptual mind. Mental, non-conceptual mind. Yogi, non-conceptual mind. These are yogi through meditation. Yogi, direct realizing reality or emptiness. Yogi, non-conceptual mind. Mental, non-conceptual mind. Self-awareness, non-conceptual mind. Sensory, non-conceptual mind. You understand what I'm saying? Sensory, 5 sensory objects. You understand? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, right? These are called individual mind. Individual mind means eye consciousness see, not hear. Individual. So eye consciousness see the object, not hearing. So that body consciousness just touch, not see, right? What about blind people? Blind people have no, blind people like this, they touch like this and tell you, oh, this is yellow color, this is red color. What do you think? Blind person, right? So have no eye consciousness. So the blind person touch the things, right? They will distinguish. Oh, this is white, this is yellow. And what happened? Then it is not individual. Just touching you will tell you the object of the eye consciousness. Red color is object of eye consciousness, not for touch usually, right? But blind people touch and tell you everything, right? When blind people, also there we have this, snake. Snake, see the sound. Operation, right? Snake see the sound. Snake see the sound. We can't see the sound, right? Snake see the sound. Vibration. So these are individual consciousness. But we can have lots of debate. What about blind person? Right? Touch the color and distinguish through touching, not seeing. That means the touch is not individual. For them, it's not individual. Individual, right? Individual means just touch, not seeing. Through touch, tell you object of the seeing. It is, you understand what I'm saying? Are you confused?
Yeah.
Huh? What are the 7 mind? 7 mind, yeah. I have to memorize 7 mind, yeah. You have to, every day we are functioning with this mind. Every time we are meditating, all this mind coming, all this object there, what is the engagement object, what is the apprehended object, what is the appearance object. Every time, if you think, all are there, But it is very important to distinguish. So this is and this. Oh, when object appears to the non-conceptual mind, all are same. Engagement object, appearance, apprehended object same. When I'm thinking, then conceptual mind. Then engagement and appearance object not same. Thinking, idea. So you have image, right? Image, idea. So that is not engagement object or whatever you know. Actually, when we are saying, meditate, before you start meditation, we do preparation, right? Prepare. The preparation is not meditation, right? Preparation is you're setting up, and the actual meditation, you sit down and not thinking. You know what? Of course, there are the two types of meditation, right? Analytical. But first, you prepare everything. This is meditation. I need this. When I'm going to meditate, focus on. I need mindfulness. I need introspection. I need object. Everything set up, and then you meditate. So before you are meditating, you are setting up all this preparation for your meditation. Like actual meditation, then you're not thinking like this, right? You will set up. Now, actual meditation means you want experience that object, right? Like not idea, right? If you're thinking about idea of the inherent existence, you are meditating on emptiness, right? Idea is inherent existence should be like that. With idea. If you negate that, you are negating idea, not inherent existence self. But actually, inherent existence self means experience and negate that. So that's what Lama Tsongkhapa said. Sometimes we negate the idea, but not actual inherent existence itself. And then you think you negate the inherent existence itself, but no, you have idea there, right? So most important during that period, what you need, and analytical, go to the analytical meditation of the middle way. Use the dependent arising. Will cut the two extremes, nihilism and absolutism, and then when you cut this, and then sustain the experience of inherent existence, not idea. If we have idea building up, right, and then thinking, right, then idea means inherent existence should be like that, right? You take the example of the coil rope. You understand? Coil rope appears to your mind snake, but it is projection of your mistaken mind. If you really analyze the coil rope, you cannot find any snake on the basis of the coil rope. All these coil rope mistaken, it appears to your mistaken mind, right? Similarly, on the basis of aggregates, everything appears to our mind, right? It is the basis of aggregate. I walk, I talk, whatever, all these things happen. But however, this mistaken grasping mind believe there's something inherently, independently among the aggregates. That's like coil rope designated snake, and we will never find snake apart from the coil rope. So similarly, we cannot find any inherent existence on the basis of aggregates. However, this our grasping mind, right? believed to be something beyond the aggregates, independently. Everything aggregate appears, it does not exist for us, not exist merely revealed by the mind. It is not merely revealed by the mind. That's the problem. And then it starts, because everything, my mind, my body, my feeling, there's connection. When you say my mind, sometimes with the body, with the sensation, with the mind, sometimes totally separated. You know what I mean? So the point here is engagement object, everything, every time we meditate, right, we have these four objects appears to our mind. So we have to know what is engagement object of the non-conceptual mind and engagement object of the conceptual mind. What are different between conceptual mind, object appears, what's the difference? Engagement object, determined object, apprehended object, and appearance object. Right. So now this is also, I want to say, this sometimes make remember we have now this one, I want to mistaken non-conceptual mind. Now mistaken non-conceptual mind, right? Appearance object, engagement object, apprehend object, and determined object. So it's mistaken, right? So if I say like this, when you are driving, right? When you are driving, all three are moving, right? Mistaken, right? Looks like moving, you know. You in a train or whatever, you know, everything moving. It appears to your mind moving. It's mistaken. Actually, not moving, right? This is mistaken conceptual, non-conceptual mind, right? So what is the engagement object? This one is tree, right? Tree, appearance object is tree, apprehend object is tree, however, mistaken. One is correct, one is mistaken. So, correct, conceptual mind, all are correct. Mistaken, non-conceptual mind, all are incorrect. Incorrect tree appear, incorrect tree apprehended. Therefore, it's mistaken. When we talk about this is very important. How can we distinguish between valid mind and invalid mind? Not on the basis of the appearance object, okay? It is on the basis of the engagement object. If the engagement object is mistaken, then invalid mind. If the appearance object is not mistaken, but you can be valid mind, which is inferential conceptual valid mind. Appearance is mistaken. Appearance is the generic image of the blue color. It's mistaken. But it's still valid mind. Because engagement is valid. Engagement blue is not mistaken. But appearance the blue is mistaken. But engagement valid, appearance mistaken. So therefore it can be both. Mistaken for the appearance, but it's not mistaken mind. But engagement object is blue, which like monastery. We are do you understand what I'm saying? Everybody got it? How many different types of mind? Seven mind, yeah. The seven mind every time. Seven mind plus primary mind, main mind like king, and other mental factors are like minister working with the king. You feel primary mind is like king, mental factor, right? For example, like contact, engagement is a mental factor. So primary mind is negative, mental factor negative, engagement negative. If the primary mind is positive, feeling, engagement positive. So primary mind is like king, mental factors are like minister working with king. King, prime minister, and other minister in the parliament working together. In America, president and minister work together. The president term is like primary mind. And other minister working with him is mental factor mind. So primary mind and mental factor should work together. Right? If only primary mind, no mental factor, mind cannot function. You know what I mean? So that's very important. Okay.